So, welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Rosanna. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, Rosanna, tell the listeners about you and how did you journey in becoming a self-made entrepreneur? How was your journey like?
Okay. I am from Argentina. I was born in Argentina and was married very young and started my working life when I was about 16. My mother left when I was 15. My father died when I was 16, and that my journey started into taking care of myself. And fortunately, he did left me and my siblings a good amount of money and a business. So that was a little bit of help. I became pregnant when I was 19, married 19, and divorced by 19 and a half. And I had my baby and became a single mom. Um, when I was in my 20s, I decided to move to the US. So I came over with the rest of the money that I have that my father left, and my baby was about 5 and did not speak the language. And after a year, I found myself with no money, uh, did not speak the language. I have no skills because by growing up on a wealthy family, I know how to spend money, but I did not have the skills to generate money.
Mhm.
So I at this time, I'm grateful that that happens to me when I was in my late 20s. So I have to start over again, and my siblings will tell me to come back. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back until I make it. I will never come back as a loser. That's not going to happen. So I figured out that I got a job. I work as a nanny for years, and I also clean houses, and I did anything that I need to do in order to make money just to pay for the food of that day.
Mhm.
And little by little, I become more popular. I become the most wanted nanny in the neighborhood, the most wanted nanny in the area. And I learned that when you give your 100%, there is no room for failure.
Mhm.
So I work as a nanny for like 10 years. My kid grew up and she decided to move back to Argentina to go to college there. So then I find myself by myself and I was a little burned out of taking care
Mhm.
other people's children. I mean, even that I adore kids, and I think it's one of the best jobs I ever have. I mean, I was happy, I was healthy, I was kids really keep you in a good place. But I also bump into some parents that were not the best into educating their kids, and there were some differences, so it became very difficult. So I have this opportunity somebody that I met. He was a known contractor in the South Jersey area,
Mhm.
and he gave me the opportunity to take a job to work for him into restoring some houses that he moved from uh, far away to inland, and that involved into taking permits and making the design of the houses and update the houses and they selling them. And I know nothing about construction. I had no idea. I had never done anything like it. But I say to myself, I mean, how difficult can it be? I already done so many things in my life that were so difficult.
Mhm.
So one of the other things that I learned is if you want to succeed, first you have to give your 150%.
Yeah.
The second advice I would give, surround yourself with people that already got it.
Yeah. Mhm.
Surround yourself with people that have what you want to have. So if I needed to, I needed to surround myself with people that know about construction. I was willing to show up and to give my 150, but I was honest with myself. I could not do the job.
Mhm.
So that's what I did. The job was a success. And because of that, I have the opportunity to create this company together with this person.
Mhm.
Um, there was a major construction company doing foundations in South Jersey. So that's how my career as a contractor started. Um, it was a difficult place to get in because it's a very male industry. And besides the fact that my English was still so, uh, you know, raw,
Mhm.
um, there was the other thing that I have no knowledge about, and a lot less now. I mean, now I know how to put floors in a house, what paint to get for a wall. I know how to design a kitchen, but I have no idea how to make a foundation for the building. A lot less creating marinas or bulkheads or marine construction. So now I was started again, surrounding myself with people that actually were experts on the field, bring them in, create a group, and start the work. With this, I become a very successful contractor within a period of like 5 years in the south area of New Jersey.
Mhm.
And when Katrina hit New Orleans,
Mhm.
um, somebody contacted me and they told me, well, what about if you buy special equipment and help reconstruct
Mhm.
New Orleans? That was difficult because it was far, but I mean, again, it's another difficult task. Let's see. So I did got myself in some debt by getting money from the bank to buy this very sophisticated piece of equipment that came from Finland.
Mhm.
And when the equipment arrived, I I was offered a job in New York. And that's where I get started here, my journey in New York City. This job was in 2008 for a very big and reputable company here, another constructor. And I did very well. I mean, I own that company for now 26 years,
Mhm.
and um, it's very successful. So 2 years ago, I'm like, okay, I have success with my company. I'm in a really good financial place. I am dating somebody that I love. I have a child and two granddaughters, and like I could be more perfect, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. So I understood the happiness comes from somewhere else, that I have to have some kind of purpose in my life that is not this that I'm doing. So, and then my daughter came with the news that, okay, I'm pregnant again and I'm having another girl. And to me, it was like the universe is telling me out loud, okay, you need to create a role model for these girls, for your daughter, that she's already following your footsteps. And I noticed that she was going on the same direction, having bad relationship, having, and for my granddaughters, given the opportunity to have an extraordinary life, to learn how to have healthy relationships, to learn how to love themselves. So I did. I dive into self development, self education, and I sign up for the course to become a life coach certified. And I did that. And then I got involved with, I got myself a coach, which is good. And I got myself involved in this beautiful industry, which is help the people to see, to learn how to have an extraordinary life. And that's my mission today.
That's a great story, Rosanna.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what lessons have you learned along the way that you can share with the listeners in order to give them some insights as to how they can get to their goals, how they can face their struggles. And as you said, like 150% that you had to give to it. Just tell us a little bit about how the lessons that you've learned along the way.
Well, besides the fact that you do have to show up and give your best, also is you really have to replace hope for faith. You have to use faith. The real thing is today, I can tell you anything that you want, it can be yours if you do the work that it takes. So you have to create discipline. You have to have a ritual in your life. In order to achieve your goals, you have to become the person that will achieve that goal. So, not long ago, there is a girl that come and clean the office here, and she's very sweet. And she always say, "I love to come and clean here because there is nothing around. You're so like neat, and it feels such a good energy. I love this place. I love this house. I wish this one day this was my house." And I'm like, "Well," I say, "How old are you?" 30. So do you know what I was doing when I was 30? No, I was cleaning houses. So what tells you that if you really want this, you cannot have it in 20 years from now? And the reality is that you really have to show up, you have to do the best that you can, and you never quit, and you believe it that it's possible.
So this new role that you have took on in coaching, have you started coaching people or are you still in the process of learning?
I have started. It was very difficult. I think one of the most difficult things of becoming a coach is to make an income with that. And I have to be honest, it does not take very little time. It takes time because you really have to believe in yourself. You're not selling anything but the opportunity for somebody to learn the strategies to become someone better than yesterday. And the reality is you can't help anybody that doesn't want to be helped. So um, I've been coached, and that's the most satisfaction is to see that you are really helping. Because to me, it was very difficult to get over that. They call it the imposter syndrome. A lot of people call it the imposter syndrome. I personally call it fear of failure, but it's the same thing. So at the beginning, it was like, I wasn't sure. But then when you see the results, I started with my first client was my daughter.
Mhm.
My daughter was in a really bad place. She gained a lot of weight with the third baby. Her self-confidence went away. She was like totally left behind. And uh, it, it was breaking my heart because so I learned to be a role model for her when she saw my commitment, when she saw my discipline. There are such certain things that I do. I have my ritual, my hour of power in the morning. That's something that is non-negotiable. Then 6 months later, she started to
Mhm.
doing the things that I was doing. And I saw the progress. I mean, she is glowing right now. She's happy again, you know. That she still have problems, tons of it. I mean, her house is like a chaos. There are three girls running around the whole entire day. I mean, but she's glowing. So when I started seeing it and her, my sister, my good friends, my close friends. I mean, at the beginning, I did a lot of free coaching because I did not need the income. And I'm glad I was able to do that because it gave me the opportunity to see the transformation, to see what I can do for other people, to believe in myself. So, yes, it's a great satisfaction to be able to see that you do better. You make people feel better. That is very fulfilling. So that's what I was missing 2 years ago. I mean, like, this is nice.
Wow. What an extraordinary story coming all the way from Argentina and having getting married so young, being divorced, having a baby girl, moving to New York. It's kind of like a culture change for you, and the language you didn't speak that, and getting to own a business and all what you did to get to where you are right now. You were determined, and it's a lot of hard work, and you had faith, and you still have faith. So, Rosanna, do you have any last words for the listeners on the importance of perseverance and having a positive mindset?
Yes, you have to um, develop the self-confidence, and it's not that difficult. When you create your routine, your ritual that you do every day, it can be whatever is suitable to you. I mean, I go for a walk every day. I walk 5 miles a day, every day. Rain or shine or whatever, I walk every day. And that's my moment with myself when I read, I listen to books or I listen to some inspirational or motivation speaker and something that it will feed my mind when my body is working out. That works for me. Besides the fact that being grateful is a good tool too, because it's impossible to be unhappy and grateful at the same time. So cultivating gratitude in your life is going to give you the first tool to go out there with a different perspective. So I want to inspire young girls, and to me, I mean, this my my granddaughters have big thing to do on me deciding to do this, just because I think that I wish somebody told me when I was growing up. I wish I knew so many things that now I can teach them from early age. I go in front of the mirror with my 2-year-old granddaughter and I say, I love myself. And she look at me like, and she'll say the same. I love myself. How many girls, young girls we have these days that they don't know how to like and love themselves, that they compare themselves. They're so exposed to so many people on social media that, so teach them from early age. We are all good people. We all have opportunities. We all get the 24 hours. What you do with them is up to you. But we have the resources. We have to become resourceful.
Nicely said, Rosanna. So, where can the listeners get in touch with you? Do you have a book coming up pretty soon?
Mhm.
Tell us
Wow.
that. I know
I
you
don't
have a
have
book.
a book.
No.
Yeah, I was tempted many times. I did start a book like 3 or 4 times in the last year. I'm all over the place because I'm trying to engage in the community right now. But I am big on social media. I have an Instagram account which I post things all the time. And in my Instagram account, which is Rosanna, lower score Storani, on my Instagram account, there's a link where you can schedule a free coaching consultations. I do mini workshops. I throw ideas on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And if anybody wants to contact me to discuss that with a free half-hour coaching session, is available to everybody. And yeah, that's the way to contact me
It
for
sounds
the moment.
sounds good, Rosanna. So we're looking forward to this book coming up pretty soon, no?
Yes, yes. I love to see. I'm working on something which is the 7-step path, which is something that I learned from my mentor, Tony Robbins. And it's an amazing way to create a goal and achieve a goal. It's a very simple 7-step path that we'll get for another podcast. But yes, it's a great way. If you want to achieve your goals, set up the goal. I walk you through it. It's a 7-step, and there is no way you will not achieve that goal if you follow the steps. It's an amazing way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Rosanna, it was such an honor to have you on Beauty of Colors podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I wish you the best. I love what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.